Hi everyone, today we are going to have a go at my mother-in-law's shortbread. I don't know where she got this recipe from, but it produces fantastically light shortbread. So ingredients are 4 ounces of butter, 2 ounces of corn flour, 4 ounces of plain flour and 2 ounces of salt. So we are going to cream the butter and the sugar together. Now this butter is slightly soft. This does take a bit of elbow grease, but I wouldn't recommend using whisks with very soft butter because it just does not give you the right consistency. It makes it sort of very greasy. So you just have to do it the hard way. My neighbour's just started up his motorbike, so I really hope he doesn't rev too much because he's got some very old bikes and he revs them a lot. Must have heard me starting this. It's just the way it goes, isn't it? As soon as you want to start recording, people start making a noise. This butter could do with being a bit softer. It was soft earlier on. Getting there. Now I normally make more than this, and it goes into a Swiss roll tin, which I will put the measurements down in the description. I'm just going to try putting a piece of damp-proof kitchen towel underneath just so I can get a grip. That's better. So what we're after is to get this moving enough so that we can beat it just for a little while. I mean, quite often the butter, the shortbread that you buy, or shortbread biscuits, shortcake biscuits, whatever you want to call them, that you buy in the shop just has no comparison to homemade. So the reason why I'm not doing the full recipe is because hubby and I don't eat many sweet things nowadays. We both decided we really miss this, so I'm just doing a small amount. Not quite sure which tin it'll fit into yet. Right, I'm just going to put that to one side a minute. Right, into this bowl is going the 2 ounces of corn flour and the 4 ounces of plain flour that has also got a good pinch of salt. I'm just going to sift those together. I can't put it straight away into the other bowl because it won't work properly. You'll have 2 different types of flours in 2 different places. So you just got to sift this together. I'm glad you're enjoying my channel. I seem to get a lot of views, but not many of you are subscribing, and it would really help the channel if you could subscribe. Right. What we're going to do now is bring this back, and we're going to mix in a couple of spoonfuls of that. I'll try using this might work better. Once we get to a certain stage, you can go in with your hands. It has to be almost at the final stage. Don't add any more flour until you've got this all in. Now I think plain flour is called all-purpose flour in some parts of the world, but I don't know what corn flour is called. It's obviously made from wheat, I presume, or not wheat, sorry, corn. There we go. Once you get to this stage, it gets a bit easier until right at the end when you just physically can't meld it in, and that's when you have to go in with your hands. Now, what you can sometimes do, if you want to, is when this is ready, put it roughly into a log shape, a round log shape, wrap it up, put it in the fridge. 24 hours would be good, but certainly 12 hours so it gets really cold, and then use a very sharp knife to cut slices and make individual biscuits, which you can then eat how they are or dip in some melted chocolate. Ooh, getting cramp. My mother-in-law used to make this probably 2 or 3 times a month. She wasn't Scottish, but she had Scottish ancestry. Maybe that's where it came from. You can also, if you wish, put in a few drops of oh, brain, getting gear. Put in a few drops of vanilla extract. But I'm just going to make it plain today so you can see. I have also removed 1 ounce of the flour and put in 1 ounce of cocoa. That makes quite a nice chocolate shortbread. Or you could keep it like this and add freeze-dried fruit, like freeze-dried raspberries, strawberries, anything that's got a bit of oomph to it, nice and flavour-wise. You could dye it pink, you could dye it blue. Just don't go mad with any liquid you put in, because they'll just ruin it. Okay, so we have now got to the stage where I need to get in with my hands. My hands are clean, obviously. There's just no way around it. It will stick to your fingers a bit, but it'll get there. I'm not squeezing it as such, just bringing it together. And then as you get towards the end, squeeze it a bit more. It's very forgiving. I think that's the cornflour that makes it so forgiving. Now I realised I thought I'd actually given the recipe for half the amount for a Swiss roll tin, but I haven't. I've used half of her original amount. So I've got to work out what size tin it needs to go in. Because I'm going to cook this in my air fryer, which I've never done, so it could be fun. See? There you have it. Nice ball of shortbread. And I can come out of the way now. Get rid of that. So if I had done half the recipe, it would have gone in this pan, which is probably a 6-inch square. But I think I'm going to put it in this one because it does have to go in quite thick. So let's just see. You don't need to grease your pan. You're looking for something that will fill down to a depth of between 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch. Which this looks like that's going to be good. I'll just use this now to push it in. No, actually fingers, it's easier. Just work it round. Don't leave any bits sticking up the edge too much. Keep going till you think it's all down. So it will ease itself out a bit. You could flute it at the edges a little bit, but that will risk it burning. Okay, so that looks like that. Now you must cut it. Don't use a sharp now because you'll ruin your pan. Into slices before you cook it, just so it doesn't come out as an absolute solid blob. Shouldn't do, because we will be cutting it again afterwards. And then we're going to prick. Just to get a bit of a pattern on the top. There we go. Now, if you were cooking this in a oven, you would cook it for 30 to 40 minutes at 100 degrees Celsius. And then you would recut the fingers as soon as it comes out, sprinkle a little bit of sugar on the top if you wish, and then you leave it to go cold in the tin. Now, I'm doing this in the air fryer. Because it's quite thick, I want it to cook, so I'm going to do it in the air fryer for 150 Celsius, and I'll let you know how long it cooks for when we come back. See you later. So then, this has had just 25 minutes, and it's started to go slightly brown at the edges, which I didn't want, but let's just recut. Don't want it too brown, ruins the effect. So doing this is new to me. I've not done it in an air fryer before. I'm just going to sprinkle it with sugar. Residual heat won't melt that as such. I'll just give it a nice topping. Now, you can either leave it here to go cold before we attempt to take them out, but I actually like to put mine on my metal draining board because it cools it down a lot quicker. Come back later to see what it looks like. There you have it. 6 beautiful petticoat tails. I hope you'll give that a try. Bye.